Sean Bergen. Sean, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Megan.
Why did you feel the need to do this?
Before we went on the air, we were besieged with phone calls from local law enforcement who got wind that we were going to go out with an interview with the wife of this cop killer. The fury, the vitriol that I heard from these police officers for 4 straight hours was unlike anything I had ever heard before. Now, I did mention to my producers that I thought maybe it was a bad idea that we run this. I'm not sure we need to do it. And I said, I'll do the story once station management says go ahead and do it. And they said, yes, you run that sound. It was exclusive sound.
Cops were not happy about it.
Not happy about it.
And so you were trying to add context?
I was trying to add some context and balance, and yes, and look, there's no doubt that I went off the reservation. I made a couple of rogue remarks at the end. I knew what I was doing.
The question I have for you is, did you expect the results? Because we've seen, I mean, it's not all that unusual to have even, very well-known anchors go on these Sunday shows and offer their opinions. They do it all the time. I mean, Judy Woodruff does it, and Jake Tapper has done it, and Andrea Mitchell. I mean, all sorts of news anchors and reporters go on the Sunday talk shows and offer analysis and occasionally opinion. You did it here in a way that really was rejected. What do you think the difference is?
I'm not sure what the difference is. I was, I knew there would be some consequences. I knew there would be some ramifications. I thought maybe I'd get a reprimand, maybe a temporary suspension.
Why was it worth it to you?
Because this has got to stop. Somebody has to have the guts to stand up and point at this and say, hey, man, we got to start talking about this. I know it's a touchy subject. I know it's a sensitive issue.
Especially for a white man to raise.
Well, yeah, there's that too. But, there's shame involved here. No one wants to be known as the man who abandons his children. And so it's understandable that people would want to kind of walk past this and, not really look at it.
Mm-hmm. Raising awareness of fatherless homes, right? And according to the latest stats we have, 24 million children in America, that's 1 out of every 3 live in biological father-absent homes. It's over 17 million children who live with their mothers in fathers' homes, at least. That's well known, right? But what got a little dicey was connecting that to disdain for the police. And the National Association of Black Journalists president came out today and challenged that connection, saying you can't connect young black men growing up without fathers and anti-police sentiments.
I think you could certainly draw a connection between fatherless young men and this feeling of anti-authoritarianism and an utter disrespect for authority in all its forms, whether it's the police or otherwise.
What kind of message do you think it sends now that you were demoted and effectively booted for your comments, and now, I mean, you can't take a job, they offered you $300 a week, and nobody can support themselves on that. What kind of message does it send?
Don't speak out. Just stay silent. It's safer that way. You'll keep your job.
Is that your plan?
To what?
In your next job?
I don't know. I don't know about my next job. That remains a very open question at this hour, Megan. Yeah.
What did the management say to you? Do you feel like this was a sort of an ideological, termination or demotion?
They said that I broke company policy, and that's it. And so for that reason, they said it was a very egregious, infraction. And
but do you think that if you had been making a commentary, let's say, on laws that ban gay marriage and how antiquated they are and how people need to get into the 21st century, they would have suspended you or demoted you?
That's a good question, and I think that's a question for my news director for him to answer. I don't know what his thought process is. I know that he has made some questionable moves in the past. So I don't know. I can't really get inside his head.